In a village where no one speaks of the night, the drumming stopped. There is a story people only whisper about, because that was the same night. A man walked into the sacred hut and never came back. For years, the drum inside that hut has been silent, untouched, unspoken of, until it started calling again. But this time, it wasn't calling the elders. It was calling a child. Her name was Amara. While other children laughed and played in the warm village sun, Amara listened, not just to people, but to things others couldn't hear. The rhythm of footsteps on dry earth, the quiet pulse of the wind through tall grass. Even the silence had a sound to her, and sometimes that made her feel alone. One evening, as the sky turned gold and shadows stretched long, her grandmother held her hand and spoke in a voice that carried weight. "Some sounds," she said, "are not meant to be followed." Amara nodded, but that night, the sound found her anyway. It began as a faint beat, soft, distant, then clearer, stronger, calling. Amara's eyes opened in the darkness. The village was asleep, but the rhythm was awake, and somehow it was calling her. Step by step, she followed it, past the quiet huts, through the whispering grass, until she stood before the sacred hut, the one no one entered, the one no one dared speak of. For a moment, she hesitated. Then suddenly, the drumming stopped. Silence, deep, heavy. "Hello?" she whispered. The door creaked open, on its own. Inside, the air was still. Dust floated like time had forgotten the place. And there it was, the drum, ancient, carved, waiting. Amara stepped closer. Her heart pounded louder than the silence. And then she reached out, the moment her fingers touched the drum. Everything changed. The air shimmered. The ground seemed to breathe. And the world around her shifted. The village was still there, but not as she knew it. It glowed, alive in a way she had never seen before, and she was no longer alone. From the shadows, a figure appeared, faint, flickering. The man who had disappeared. He reached toward her, but no words came, only silence, only warning. Then the drum spoke, not with words, but with something deeper, something she could feel. "You hear what others ignore," the presence echoed, "and that is why you are here." Amara's voice trembled. "Will I disappear too?" The light flickered. Silence answered first. Then, "That depends." Suddenly, the world around her began to change again. She saw her village, but different, quieter, colder. People turned away from each other, laughter fading, music gone, a place that had forgotten its own rhythm. If the rhythm dies, the presence echoed, so does the spirit of your people. Amara's heart raced. "I can't fix that when I'm just a child." "You are the one who listens." The light faded, the glow disappeared, and just like that, Amara was back. Morning had come. The village moved as it always did, but something inside her was no longer the same. That day, she made a choice. She carried the drum into the center of the village. People stopped. Whispers spread. Fear filled the air. "What have you done?" an elder demanded. Amara didn't answer. She closed her eyes and played. The sound echoed, clear, strong. But nothing happened. No one moved. No one remembered. Only silence. "Enough!" the elder shouted. Amara's hands trembled. A tear slipped down her cheek. For a moment, she almost stopped. Then she played again, but this time softer, not louder, not stronger, just truer. And slowly, something shifted. An old woman began to hum, quiet at first, almost forgotten. Then a child clapped, once, then again. And just like that, the rhythm began to return, not all at once, but piece by piece, heartbeat by heartbeat. Color came back to the village. Laughter followed. Feet moved, voices rose. The silence broke, and the spirit of the people came alive again. As the sun dipped low and painted the sky in gold, Amara sat beneath a quiet tree, gently tapping the drum. She didn't say a word. She didn't need to, because sometimes the loudest voice is the one that listens, and maybe, somewhere out there, there's something calling you too. Not a drum, not a voice, but something you've been ignoring. And if this story reminded you to listen, then stay close. There's always another story waiting, and one of them might be yours.